the best bargain for your money, or is it just straight up not worth it? Today, we are going to be talking about Parfums. I never know what to say. Parfums Belcam. This is a bit of a strange company. They only do stuff with Walmart and Amazon. Weirdly enough, this was a requested video. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited. I was not able to get every single one because there is a metric ton of these out there, but I was able to get 14, and the only one that I really wish that I had that I couldn't get was their version of Gucci Guilty. It's called Deception. It's like a hair flying around. That's the only one that I couldn't get. It was gone. I couldn't get my hands on them. Apparently, when Parfums Belcam runs out of their batch, they just don't do another batch. So I still have fragrances that I've ordered that haven't shipped for months, and I'm like, I just need to do this. So I have 14 Parfums Belcams here, and what you don't see is I have the designer fragrances that they clone over here. So I'm going to be sampling these and comparing them against the real deal, because I think that's what people want. There's going to be a little bit of variation. These designer fragrances are EDPs, Parfums, very high concentration. These ones over here from Parfums Belcam, they're all EDTs, Edit Toilette. And so I don't anticipate them being as good, but it's one of those situations, and I'll explain it with my first fragrance here. This is Geau. Incredible tapping twist, dude. I love these kind of bottles. So this, if it's not obvious, is a clone of Aqua de Geau. And this guy gets so close, it's not even funny. Here, the OG, right off the bat, super salty aquatic. This tends to be a little bit sweeter than the Aqua di Gio, and because they're the same concentration, there's really not a huge hit or down in projection or lasting sillage, any of that kind of stuff. This I was just amazed by. Now I say for these Parfums Belcam fragrances that these are great gifts because they clone fragrances that are much more expensive, and they're also not going to break the bank. Blind buying for somebody that you don't know, you know what type of fragrance they like, or if they're gonna like this one, it's tough. So these run from $8 to $20, and it's just a safe bet, and I highly recommend them for that. But also, these are great grab and go fragrances. When you expose fragrances to the heat, they can denaturize, change, and damage your fragrances. But if you only paid $8 for it, who cares? So I like this. Throw it in the car. Great fragrances. But these two, that's what got me into Parfums Belcam, and I liked it so much that I went and I got one for a gift for somebody. And this is the second one. This is their version of Drakkar Noir, and they're very open and honest about it. They have the brand name on the box. I don't know how they can do that and get away with it, but they can. this, it's uncanny. It's the same fragrance. The Drakkar, the actual Drakkar, is a little bit spicier, I think, if that's possible. It is a little bit soapier, a little bit more masculine, but if you had the two side by side, I couldn't tell the difference. I might know the difference between the Geau and the Aqua di Gio, just because I'm very familiar with Aqua di Gio, but I couldn't tell you the difference between that and the classic match and the Drakkar. So that is my introduction to Parfums Belcam. Those are the ones that I know, that I've tested, and that I 100% would recommend. I don't know anything about these other Parfums Belcams, and I've never tried them. I like doing blind testing, blind unboxings, and the reason's very simple. My reasoning for the blind unboxings is I think fragrance reviewers are very disingenuous when they do the research at a time. They buy a fragrance. They know what the notes already are. They're just going to tell you what they smell. They don't smell it. Oh, I smell geranium. No, you don't. You can't even, it's not even there. Tobacco vanilla. Oh, I smell the tobacco. No, you don't. You smell the vanilla. You know what I mean? Like, it's mass produced. And so I let my nose do the talking, and I'll tell you what I smell. A good example of that is Arrow's Flame. It has no grapefruit in it, but the fruit that it does have in it, it smells like grapefruit. And so that's what I say that it smells like. I think that's helpful, and that's what I would appreciate if I was watching a video like this. So I just try to keep it very honest. So, with that being said, I have, I think, 11 more. And then as a bonus, if you will, I have a Parfums Belcam that I don't think is a clone of anything. It's just one of their originals, and I wanted to see, what they could do left up to their own vices as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the bottles look like, what the fragrances are like, and compare them to the real deal if I need to be reminded of what the real deal is. Let's just get going. My first one. This is going to be a clone fragrance of one of my favorite fragrances of all time, which is why I'm starting with this one first, because I would know this anywhere. And this is Bold Tobacco, our version of Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. As you see, they're all very, very simple bottles. I think that's part of the reason why they can keep the price so low. Cheap bottles, cheap boxes. I don't mind that at all. I like the Moschino Toy Boy. I like the way that it looks. But if your main goal is to sell me on the fragrance, shoot, dude, I don't need to pay an extra $15 for a color-coded box. And I believe all of these are 3.4 ounces as well. So another perk, another plus. Okay. Cap's all messed up. That's pretty solid though. It's on there pretty good, so I dig it. Let's put it on some paper and see what's up. I'm gonna have to use both sides of this. Alright, 1, said, the atomizers are not the best, the bottles aren't the best, the boxes aren't the best. But what are you getting it for? Are you getting it for the fragrance or the bottle, you know? So I think it's okay. I'm okay with it. And yeah, the cap is weird. That cap is strange. Freaking Alexa's over there whispering to me. It doesn't scare the hell out of me anymore. The first time it happened, it scared the ever-living hell out of me. It's in one of my videos. I was like, what the? Thought a demon was coming for my soul. Now she just whispers back at me, and it's not a cute little whisper. It's like a demonic, evil, I'm bringing your soul to hell kind of whisper back to the fragrance. Okay. Right off the bat, tobacco mini is very simple. It's just vanilla and spices. Tobacco is not front and center. That's pretty good, actually. I don't know if I would say that's my favorite cologne. It's better than the Alt one on the opening, and it's almost got like a suede or a cashmere kind of mid that I'm trying to figure out, because the original Tobacco Vanille does not have that. The original Tobacco Vanille. Maybe it does. Put it on some skin. Okay. I think I'm just picking up some of that artificial tobacco. Okay, let me try this again. That's what it's going for. Okay. I think it might not have matured enough to really give me that big tobacco hit. From my lack of ability to get all these fragrances, I know that they sell a lot. A lot. So I'm assuming that this was probably a recent batch. Maybe it hasn't matured yet. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a tobacco that just hasn't really matured. Does Tobacco Vanille project better? Yes, of course. Is it stronger? Yes, of course. This is also a EDP. You just have to remember that's an EDP. Would I wear this over Maison Alhambra's Tobacco Touch? No. No, I think Tobacco Touch does it better. But again, $8, $9 fragrance. I'm gonna put that away and we'll come back and we'll check it maybe in a couple months. Maybe it's matured a little bit more. It's missing the complexity of the tobacco note. I'm not disappointed. Again, how can you be disappointed in something that literally cost you $7? So, but it's probably my least favorite, I would say, of the Tom Ford fragrance clones, the Tobacco Vanille clones. Let's keep going, because I know there's bound to be some ballers in here, or else it's going to be a very depressing video. Next, we have CM Y, and this of course is going to be a fragrance clone of Y by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, this is a little bit smaller, and I'm assuming it was made that way just to create a little bit more of a Y looking bottle, and it is glass. So this is going to be a fragrance clone of Y. Saint Now this is the EDP. This is meant to be the EDT. I know what the EDT smells like, and it's much fruitier, it's fresher, much more sweet. The EDP is darker. The Parfum is disappointing a little bit to me, but it's much more complex. And the elixir is all floral, so the Y line is definitely one of those lines that it changes so much from variation to variation. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a good spray. Good atomizer there. So, the one thing that I'm actually really impressed with so far is that none of these Belcam fragrances have an alcohol burn. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or let's get on the same page. Alcohol burn is just when you spray it and it just smells like rubbing alcohol. It takes a little bit for it to die off. Sometimes it's a newer fragrance, sometimes it's an indication of the quality, and these they don't have that. That's really nice. That's really nice, actually. That's really nice. What are you getting? You're getting a big floral hit. Sweet, 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 sweet. Citrus kind of vibe. Not even close to the EDP. It's not trying to be. But I think it highlights something that just really irritates me, and it's the fact that the EDT, EDP, and Parfums are made so different these days that they don't even resemble the same fragrance. It really irritates me because the basis of EDT, EDP, and Parfum just relates back to the concentration of the oil that they put into the fragrance, into the alcohol, and it should not drastically change the profile, but it does. That's really good. It's fresh. That's actually really good. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. That's also one of their, $7, $8 ones, 100% now. It's a 2.5, but even for a 2.5, getting $10 or something like that, that one's definitely, it's not in the lead. My Go, this one is in the lead, for sure, for sure. As far as closeness to the original fragrance and performance, I give it to that one. I just think it's better. Okay, next. Let's go to some of these polos. So this is a clone of polo. This is another 2.5. You can tell just kind of silly things like that, like the stickers up there. I don't even know if I can get this back on, not that it really matters, but the badge code came off. Just a silly little quality control stuff like that. But again, I hate to keep being a dead horse, but this is a $9 fragrance. But still, it's $9 that you work for and you earned, so it should give you something, right? And this is a clone, a polo. People call this polo green. It's not. I mean, you can call it that, sure. Call it whatever you want. You can call it Hugh Hefner's Bookie Juice. I mean, it doesn't matter what you call it. The green bottle is the original. that's another thing too, is these stickers really are necessary because so many of these are just labeled classic match. If you didn't have these stickers on the back, you wouldn't know what this is. Let's see. Oh, single shot. Good atomizer too. Okay. Man, that is really aromatic. Good Lord. Let's spray it on the other side. The actual polo. Classic match actually has a better atomizer. Interesting. Let's try it. Okay. I'm starting to think that this is not what this is. This, to me, smells like Eternity by Calvin Klein. I don't have my phone on me to look it up. And it looks like Eternity by Calvin Klein. Okay, I forgot that I put my Eternity away, so I don't know where it is right now. I swear this is Eternity. This is not polo. This is Calvin Klein all day. Wow. I don't know what to say, quite frankly. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words right now. I'll have to double check and see what's up with this thing. That is definitely not polo. Polo is sweet, it's rich, it's woody, it's masculine. This is just aromatic, spicy. That's not polo. That is just, it smells like Eternity. Wow, okay. I don't know what to tell y'all. Sorry about that. I unboxed this right in front of you. You saw that. So I didn't. It's not like I was playing with them and mixed. I didn't even order Eternity. So wow, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay. I don't know what to tell you all about that one. That one is just very strange. I saw a video one time, and it's slightly different, but it made me chuckle, of this guy reviewing a scent, and he tried it in a decant. Someone gave it to him in a decant. The problem was they reused the decant bottle, and you can't do that. When you put something in a decant, that's it. That's its new home, because anything you fill it up with afterwards is going to be a mix of whatever you're filling it with and the thing that it was filled with before. And he sprayed it and he's like, what? It kind of reminds me of that. I can tell you unequivocally that smells a lot like Calvin Klein Eternity. This and that are not the same fragrance. I can promise you that. Unless I'm just off my rocker and I just totally messed up. But that is spicy, aromatic, and rich like Calvin Klein Eternity. I don't know what else to tell y'all. And by the way, no, I don't like Calvin Klein Eternity that much. So whatever that is, I give it a thumbs down. Okay. Man, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't know where to go from here. Let's go to our next polo fragrance. I don't know what to expect anymore. This is Polo Blue, and just for everybody out there, the fragrance that I ordered. This one's sealed, so we have a pretty good chance of this being right. And this makes a little bit more sense to me. This is another 2.5. Unlike the But see, the bottles are the same. Makes me think that I don't know. I don't know what I think. I can just tell you that those two polos were two totally different fragrances. Maybe I have it wrong. Either way, I give it no. 2, 3. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Polo Blue. I think it's pretty good. It's not offensive, and I don't have it because it doesn't wow me enough to buy it, but at least yet. That's a weird note. I don't know what that is. It's like a hardcore aquatic sea note. That has to burn down because that would be the worst fragrance in the world if that just stayed like that. And that's a good summer splash fragrance, kind of has an aftershave kind of vibe. Fun, fruity, playful, aquatic. It does not have the complexity of the real deal, I know that. That's not bad though, I don't mind that. A little beach trip or a summer day out. That's actually not that bad. I don't mind that. It doesn't beat Go, but it's not that bad. It certainly beats that monstrosity that I just tried. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. I actually like that. That was pretty good. As it sits and mellows out, it gets less overwhelming. I don't know what that note is in there. Just kind of an aquatic sweet note. I find it off-putting, but it's very soapy fragrance. Let's go ahead and contrast this with another blues fragrance, and this is going to be something that's falling out of his box. Gladiator. It's so desperate to come out. Let's just hurry it along. And this is a fragrance that people have been trying to clone over and over and over again, and probably have done a decent job. This is a fragrance clone of Invictus by Paco Rabanne. These tops, these silver caps, drive me crazy. It's like, look at that. This was shiny, but because of the fingerprints and whatnot, it becomes dull and ugly looking, and I'm like, what am I just supposed to not touch it? The entire point is to touch it, to spray it. I don't know. I'm not gonna get on that high horse. Let's try it out. I love Invictus. I love Invictus. So let's see. Let's see if I'll love Gladiator. This is uno, dos, tres. That's good, that's good, that's good. I'm actually excited for this one. I might be more excited about this one than any other one. Let's see. Fresh, fruity. The first thing that's clear to me is this actually smells like it's a high quality fragrance, not so much the other ones. Let's spray the other side of the Invictus. 2, 3, do. Oh, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Sensual, sweet, fruity, aquatic, playful, summertime, spring, surfer boy, young, youthful, energetic. That's a really good clone. That's a really good clone. Not only does it capture its vibe, it does a pretty good job of going one-to-one with it. That's actually really incredible. If I didn't know which side that I sprayed first, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference. And I noticed that it does come back too. the concentration. When you have an EDT, and Parfums Belcam is an EDT, they're pretty much even. They're on even playing grounds. When you put a Parfums Belcam EDT against an EDP, you can tell the difference in quality and projection performance. That's really good. The Gladiator fades faster, but I probably also sprayed Invictus more on that strip, so man, I give that one 2 thumbs up. That's great. That's awesome. No complaints about that one whatsoever. No complaints. Alright. Let's do a fragrance that I can't complain and I will complain about. And this is going to be AI, which is a clone of Paco Rabanne's Phantom, another Paco Rabanne cologne, just like Invictus. Very simple, very simple. Too simple, almost. After being 6 or 7 down, I will say the one thing that I wish that Belcam did was make EDPs. They are making these EDTs for so cheap. I would pay an extra $5 for an EDP, honestly. Put a little bit more in there. Increase the performance, the projection. No. I do not like Paco Rabanne's Phantom. I have worn it. I've tried it multiple times. It's not my cup of tea. With that being said, we're going to try it here. But I just don't anticipate enjoying it. Yeah, that Gladiator is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That Polo Blue is pretty good too. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Good atomizer there. It seems like it's so hit or miss on these bottles and these atomizers. Some perform really good, others not so much. And again, it looks like we have the batch code jacked up. Do we have the batch code on the box? No. Man, come on, guys. That's the only place for the batch code. I'm trying to find one that doesn't have that. I mean, the Gauze is like painted on, so you can see the batch code. Not that I would really need to check the batch code. Most of the time you check batch code, it's to find out if it's legitimate fragrance that you're buying. No one's gonna clone an $8 fragrance, but is that iris? There's something in the base and the mids that just smells like black licorice to me. I can tell you unequivocally with 100% certainty that this smells just like Phantom, which is the point, right? This smells just like Phantom, and I can't stand Phantom, so I can't stand this. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to give you the perspective on whether that hits the mark, and it does. If you like Phantom, yeah, give this a shot. It projects. It doesn't have a hint of cheapness to it. It's expensive. A Gladiator and AI just smell like they're decent fragrances. Okay. I'll go for it. I let's sample some of these ones that I have. The designers. This next one. This is a clone of L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. They call this one Homme, which means him. There is Homme, and then there's also Femme, which means for her. Interesting fragrance. So, and this is going to be a replica of L'Homme. Yves Saint Laurent. This has got to be one of my most disappointing fragrances of all time. L'Homme is because I love the profile, and it does not perform at all, and I hate that, and I hate the fact that it costs so much money too. Let's try it. Oh, what the heck? Look at this. This was supposed to stay on. I guess the glue dried or something. I don't know. It just came. Oh my gosh. Man. I really do want to give Parfums Belcam good reviews, good marks here, but man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. I need to start to spraying these because they're EDTs. I need to give them a fighting chance to compete. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's wonderful right out the bat. You get this like boozy woodsiness, gourmand style sweetness, spice in the undertones. Gosh darn, that's good. Man, I love that. I love that. I love that. Let's spray. The real deal. Oh, that gorgeous, albeit most likely artificial amber. Oh, I think we might have a contender here. So there's more complexity, obviously, of an EDP. It's more of that syrupy kind of sweetness when you have the designer fragrance. But who cares about that? If I have a L'Homme that projects and performs for $10, who cares? This fits the same kind of vibes that Stronger With You by Armani does to me. It's just sweet, nutty. YSL's Les Parfums fits this as well. Oaky, vanilla base. I gotta tell you, I am so impressed by that. It is starting to differentiate itself a little bit. The EDP has a little bit more sweetness to it. A little more spice, a little bit more kick. The classic match. A little bit more one-dimensional, but what do you expect for $8 or $9 when you have something like L'Homme? It changes. It's multi-dimensional. It'll start off with tops, go to mids, then base. What I've noticed overall with these classic matches is that they're pretty consistent. They don't really change or develop or evolve. Some might look at that and be like, oh, well, that sucks. And some might be like, cool. Like, that's okay by me. Totally up to you. Okay. I have 4 more replicas, but I want to take a second. I've been looking at this guy. I want to try it out. Anecdote. This is supposed to have apple, sandalwood, lemon drop, and musk. And it's supposed to be reminiscent of a magical day filled with cotton candy, caramel corn, dazzling lights, and distant music. Cool. Let's try it. That's cool. It's a cool looking bottle. I like that. I like that a lot. A day, a time, a place, a moment is what the box says. Anecdote. So apparently, 4 notes. Let's see. The batch number is still coming off, which is upsetting, but man, I'm excited for this guy. Let's see. That's my Phantom. Actually, I just grabbed the one with the Phantom. That's actually coming along really nice. That might make me a believer. That's actually coming along really nice. I have no hesitation at all in recommending that to you all. Alright, let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. One more. Get a good dollop there. These EDTs need a little help. Some people say, sissy sprayer, sissy sprayer. Some people spray 17 times. Don't do that. I beg you not to do that. And run away from those people that tell you to spray 12 times. They're idiots. Alright, let's try it. That is just straight up alcohol. Let's let that sit. That was not unlike just opening up a vodka bottle and sniffing it. I got no fragrance at all. It's just straight up alcohol. So let's let that sit for a second. Good, 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 good. Let me go back and test the loam. The loam has mellowed out a lot. But so has the designer fragrance as well. It's just not a fragrance that performs well. Okay. What am I missing here? It's so subtle. Did they just make this yesterday? Okay, so apparently Parfums Belcam just sells them. It says here that Anecdote is actually a brand name. So, Anecdote is the name of the fragrance company, and Carnival Day is the fragrance. Anecdote, I'm not gonna lie, this fragrance is not good. Let's let that sit for a little bit. The way that it sits right now, I'm like, did y'all even put in the fragrance oil? Like it doesn't smell like anything. I'm excited about this one. This is Vault. Vault. And this is going to be a clone of Armani Code. And I know that this is an unfair battle because I literally have the Parfum Armani Code, and the EDT will never be able to hold its own, but I just want to see if it has a similar vibe, that's all. Let's try it out. Let's count in German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dry. So I spray it again. No, I got the message. These black fragrances are typically very rich, complex, spicy fragrances. Check, check, check. Yeah. That's pretty good, actually. I have this from, it's a free sample that I got last time that I ordered from the Armani store. I ordered Stronger With You, and they gave that to me for free. Very, very tiny sample. Yeah, it's just really aromatic and spicy, but not aromatic spicy like Eternity, where it's like stings the nose. It's spicy like black pepper and actual spice notes like the Victor and Rolf fragrances. I thought this would be a no-brainer, but actually Vault is doing pretty good. I just don't think it's right to compare that with that, being that it's a parfum concentration. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's just not there. Would I wear it? I don't know. Probably not. But we'll revisit it. Okay. I got only a couple left, and I'm gonna have to wrestle some. Looks like I have another tester strip over here because I've run out of my other testers. This is Acqua di Gio Profumo or Geau Black. Geau Black. Once you go black, you can never go back. So, this one is particularly exciting for one reason, and that is the fact that the fragrance that it is cloning, Profumo, is out of production. So, if this guy can do what this thing does, bro, that'd be a game changer. That would be a game changer. But, this is, again, another instance of trying to put an EDT against a parfum concentration like this. Nevertheless, we're gonna try it. The Profumo, I think, was one of the most perfect fragrances ever made, and it's simple. It simplified the 25 fragrances that were in the EDT. It made it six fragrances, or 6 notes instead of the 25. Higher concentration, just a lot better, I think. Okay, let's give this a shot. 1, 2, 4, 5. Now that's a good sprayer. These Go bottles are definitely the best, and I could tell that with the original Go bottle, but also the AIs in that bolt tobacco. I think it's just better. Spicy, weirdly spicy. Uh-oh. Jammed up on me. Wow. I don't remember that. That's spot on. That is spot on. Wow. Oh, my butt's asleep. That is spot on. The original, it's a Parfum, right? It's gonna be more intense, gonna project more, it's gonna have better sillage, but the makeup and that note, wow. That's incredible how close that got. I'm giving it a thumbs up. No questions asked. I might see how the dry down is. That is incredible. Wow. One of the greatest fragrances ever made. And then discontinued. That's so great that there's something that's that comparable to it. Two more. The first one. Aqua de Dieu. This is another go. Oh, sorry about that. This is another Go, and this is Go Blue, which is a clone of Profundo. I don't like Profundo's EDT, but I tried it the other day in the Parfum concentration, and I gotta tell you, it was one of the best darn things I ever smelled, so maybe I just smell the bad batch. I'm always willing to give fragrances second chances. Let's give it a shot. One. Let's see. Let's count in Korean. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, illigo, yado. Trying to remember if I remember how to count in Japanese. We'll do that next. I think that might need to sit for a second. I'm getting a huge hit of spicy right off the bat, a little bit of alcohol, so that's actually really good. Rich, complex blues fragrance are three things that don't typically go together. Rich, complex blues fragrance, and somehow that does it. Actually, wow, that's really good. That's really good. Alright, that's really good. Hopefully I don't run out of battery here. Oh, it says I'm almost dead. Last one is gonna be Aqua de Dieu. Absolute. Put a bow on this. That's really good. That's really good. That Profundo one, that Go Blue. Love the bottles. Love the bottles. Great atomizer. This actually has stuff in it. Interesting. It's got like debris in there. That's weird. Okay, so this is a clone, and the glass is, I don't know what's on this bottle, but it's kind of gross. This, I'm gonna have to wipe this off or something. This is grossing me out. I don't know what's on this dang bottle, but this is a fragrance. What the heck? It smells like vinegar. Okay. Focus. Let's just test it, because this is getting grosser by the second. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. As I said, this is a clone of Aqua de Dieu's Absolute, and it's a gross one, and there's stuff all over the bottle, and it smells like vinegar. But let's see what the fragrance smells like. Floral, sweet, delicate, feminine. Floral, depth, rich, complex. Not typically what I think about when I think of Aqua de Dieu. That's interesting. I've never seen that before, but I'm not going to touch that bottle again until I have something I can clean it with. That was really weird and gross and off-putting, so man, what do I think of Parfums Belcam? I think it's great. I think it's great. There were some that were just straight up misses. The classic match polo was a straight up miss. The Y-Men, the CM one here. I think that they're cloning the least impressive Y out there. I think the EDP and the Parfum, any version is better than the EDT, but that to each their own. Maybe some people myself, but I gotta give number 3 to AI. It's not a fragrance that I like, or a profile that I like, but it does it so well. It's a great quality fragrance. Number 2, this one's gonna be easy. It's gotta be Gladiator. It is great. Smells high-end, fancy, Invictus E, 100%, just as comparable. And my number 1, I'm gonna go back to the Geau line, and you can pick any one that you want. The original. Boom. Black. Or blue. They're really, really good. Really, really good. But I would not hesitate to recommend Parfums Belcam. I definitely don't think that they're all made equally, 100% not, but I'm interested to test some of these out on some skin, let them dry down, let them sit. But there are some of these that are just spot-on matches. Drakkar's spot-on match. The Profumo, other than the fact that it's a parfum, it's a spot-on match. Gladiator spot-on, so I think it's really good. Lower your expectations. These are EDTs. These are not